Welcome to Cruising with Kayfabe about Mongo.
Emily, and today we're joined by co-hosts Jeff and Rachel.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello.
And why are we here for the special occasion? Well, if you listened to our reactions and predictions for the latest pay-per-view World's End, we talked about doing the year-end awards, and here we are. 2025 has come and gone. We're now in 2026, so let's talk about the best of this year. So if you guys are ready, we're going to dive into the categories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the category, read the nominations, and I'm going to go over to Rachel. Rachel's going to give her thoughts, her predictions, but her thoughts on our awards, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So the first category I have up is biggest debut of the year. And the nominees I have for that, Mike Bailey, Tekla, Josh Alexander, Kevin Knight, Alex Windsor, Ace Austin, Penta, Ray Fenix, Jeff Cobb, aka JC Mateo, and Mariah May, aka Blake Monroe. So Rachel, for your biggest debut of the year for 2025, who do you have?
I have Penta. That was the
Oh,
most amazing thing that I've ever seen. His daughter bawled and cried the whole entire time. It was, I got goosebumps right now just talking about it. But I chose Penta because that was amazing that he finally made it to WWE. Like he was already in AEW, but everybody wants to be WWE at least one time. So, but yeah, I had Penta.
I love it. Zero, Miato.
Yeah.
All right. And Emily, for biggest debut of the year, who do you have?
So, because of the build up to this person, I thought it made it even better. And we kind of had like the teases going. Tekla, the toxic
Ooh.
spider. I think her debut, her being paired up with the Sisters of Sin into the Triangle of Madness, this is
hmm
a dream come true when you think about it that you didn't even know you needed. I love it.
I like it. So we got Penta, we got Tekla, and now we're going to have Smokey give his 2 cents on biggest debut of the year.
Well, it's pretty funny because I had what both of you ladies had. I had Penta for my male, and then I had Tekla, and I think the only other one I was gonna do was Julia, but she kind of got, I don't know, it seemed to kind of fall off for her. I thought she was going to do really well over there. Not that she hasn't, but it's just been a little bit different. I thought it was. So I think she would have been my other one. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to go Penta for my man and Tekla for my female.
I love it. We got a former cruiser already, Penta, who was on the fifth Jericho cruise with us. Hell of a time.
Yeah.
Hell of a good dude, too.
Yep.
That's
So,
funny because I actually thought of him as well. I couldn't decide.
I actually went different. I went Mike Bailey. I went Speedball for my
He was
debut
on
of the
my
year.
list.
Huh.
Because I
I
feel
That
didn't
was
see
like
pretty
that.
exciting.
he came in with a fire in his ass, and I don't know if maybe my bias from seeing him on the Indies and the cruise a couple times, maybe really want to see what he could do. But I'm gonna give honorable mention. My second choice would be Penta as well. I agree with Rachel. What you said, like that moment where he was just so emotional in the Netflix debut, and he's balling, his kids are balling, and he's just doing his thing in the ring. You're like, oh, that's awesome. Like it's so
Yeah.
cool to
It,
see Penta, and then when you see him on the cruise, like we talk about all the time, you get that little bit of a you go Penta go. So I like
Yeah.
that.
but he
Now,
had good pyro and a good intro and everything too. So
good job, Jared. We love that pyro.
yes, sir. Jared K Jewelers.
So surprisingly, the results listed, the top three are everyone we just named. In third place with 7.4% of the votes is Penta. In second place is with 27.5% is Tekla. And the winner by the fan vote is Speedball Mike Bailey with 49%.
Really? That's
Yeah.
almost half.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
he
a
was my
lot.
second man. He was my second male
Huh.
I
Yeah.
know.
behind Penta.
I thought it was crazy. I really thought Penta was going to run away with. That was one of the ones I was talking to off air. I was looking at some numbers. I'm like, oh man, Penta's crushing it. And then all of a sudden, I look, I'm like, whoa, when did this happen?
hmm
Tekla took the top. It was cool being a numbers guy, watching the charts go up and down. I'm like, all day, I'm like, it's gonna be so fun to talk about. I can't take notes the last minute because the numbers keep changing.
Yeah. That's
Speedball really like he hit the ground running. And
Yep.
the only reason I didn't pick him was because I thought the Penta and Tekla buildup was a lot bigger.
Mhm.
But oh my gosh, when Speedball came out, we were just so over the moon. So I can
Mhm.
see why this is picked.
No,
Well,
I
I knew
think
what we were getting when we got Speedball because I had seen some
Yes.
of his work in TNA or, well, whatever it was at the time, Impact, and then a little bit of indie stuff from some clips and stuff. So I knew what we were getting when we were getting him. So
and speaking of that, knowing what we're getting, now the next one, I was shocked with these results, but I'm really curious to see what everyone says here is the biggest return of 2025. And this one, the nominees are AJ Lee, Darby Allin, Zack Ryder, Woo Woo Woo, you know it, Swerve, Kenny Omega, Jurassic Express, and Dragunov. So, Rachel, for you, the biggest return of 2025.
I think my first one would be Jurassic Express whenever they came back together. And then the other one would be Kenny Omega because he really came out with a bang because he had been sick and everything else. And Kenny's just kind of like the whole face of AEW. So
I like it.
yeah, I kind of like, I have those two.
So who do you got?
She's got Kenny
as her, yeah.
Yep.
Omega.
So pretty much her male is Kenny, and then her tag team is Jurassic.
I love
Yes.
it.
I mean, I'm kind of in that same boat in a little bit of ways. So I think the AJ Lee definitely was a huge one just because it's been so long and, all the turmoil and whatever else. So I thought that was just, nostalgia wise was a huge one. I don't know what it's going to do overall, but, and then I thought Zack Ryder coming out was
Yes. I'm pumped.
another nostalgia one that, it popped me too. I had to go watch it. So, you know what I mean? I thought that was a great moment
I
and
bought the
all.
shirt.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So I thought that was great. And then, I hate to agree with Rachel, but I really liked Jurassic Express coming out. So there's my male, female, and tag team, I guess.
I like it. I like it. All right, Emily. Biggest return of 2025 for you.
AJ Lee. Until it was happening, you didn't see it coming. You hoped for it. With AEW, I definitely hoped for it quite a bit. So to me, AJ Lee coming back was great. He bought me the sweatshirt. And then Luchasaurus.
Jurassic.
Again, like Jurassic Express. Yeah, sure. Luchasaurus came back. That was, again, I'm happy for Jurassic Express to be back, but I didn't care as long as Luchasaurus came back. And to know Jack Perry brought him back was pretty cool. But Luchasaurus as a whole coming back, I could have kept him as kill switch to have him back. I didn't care.
I have plenty of audio evidence where you said the
Okay.
exact opposite of using kill switch, young lady. I like no, no, no.
But to have him back, I would have
It needs to
accepted
be
him
Luchasaurus.
just to get him back, you know?
Yes, I was happy to have him back as well.
You yelled at me for calling him kill switch. In fact,
He was terrible.
we had a whole Elmer Fudd Bugs Bunny moment for a while. Where
Kill
we
Switch didn't need to be there. But again, to get him back, like I'm disappointed with his shoulder injury that he's already back out again.
Yeah.
well, hopefully he'll.
But at least out. Go watch Big Brother that season with Austin. It's fantastic.
So I had to pick AJ as my number one just because AJ Lee coming back. I mean, again, like Emma said, I didn't think I'd see her come back. How I didn't think I'd see Saraya come back in 2022, then 2025 AJ Lee coming back, Nikki Bella. Like, it's crazy to see. When Emily first started watching wrestling, 2014, 2015, really got back into it. These were the people she watched. So to see her excited, I think pushed me up another level. Because when I told them, like, hey, there's rumors AJ Lee, she's like, no, it's not happening. If it happens, cool, but it's not. She was just, I don't want to get my hopes up and be crushed. And
Right.
then probably the first SmackDown we watched live in a long time because we're like, we need to see this if this happens. And I think for male, I think I'm gonna go with Jurassic Express for my male team too. I think just them coming back and having that feel good moment and the crowd singing Tarzan Boy, just
Oh, yeah.
it melted my heart. I love that one. And I was actually I had a feeling this was going to go up for the fan vote. So in third place was Kenny Omega with 9%. Second place with 32%, Jurassic Express. And the winner with 44%, AJ Lee.
Yep. That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, as soon as I put her on there, and I was like, I feel like if this one doesn't run away with it, I don't know. And it definitely did. But this next one is probably one of my favorite categories to do every year because it's fun and it gets people to think outside the box and even write their own, is the holy shit moment of the year. So the holy shit moments of the year, I just put down some examples that we have, was Sting at Wrestle Dream saving Darby, John Cena turning heel, Hangman finally freeing the title and getting his redemption, Ospreay and Fletcher hitting the Spanish Fly off the top of the cage, Naomi turning heel, Joe Hendry coming out at WrestleMania 41, and Seth Rollins pulling off another heist of the century with that injury fake out. So, Rachel, what was your holy shit moment of the year?
John Cena turning heel. That to me was a huge one, plus all the fans, and then it was his last whole retirement and everything. So, yeah, I think that was a big one for 2025.
I agree, it was iconic.
I definitely think that Cena's last run made a huge impact on this year in wrestling. A lot of
Yes.
Oh,
people
yeah.
came out of the woodwork for it. Zack Ryder. Like, it was just really, really heartfelt by the end.
So we'll go to you then. What was your holy shit moment of the year?
My jaw hit the floor. The Spanish Fly off the top of the cage by Ospreay and Fletcher. To
Yes.
hear them also talking about it separately in interviews. Just to know, like, their trust in each other is that much. Like, everything about what went into that. Thank you. And I do want to say honorable mention was Seth Rollins' fake injury, because you had everybody fooled, and definitely, like, going into being wrestling, that's so wrestling. Like, being able to fake something that much.
It's
Like,
hard to do nowadays, too.
damn, like, you fooled everyone. You had your kid's teacher fooled.
I was going to say, he sold it out. He even sold it on like NFL Network and
I'm
stuff.
surprised he didn't
Yes,
sell it
he
to his own
did,
kid
yes.
at that point.
He did.
Like, kind of. So I think that Seth deserves some respect for that, definitely. But as far as a wrestling moment, I thought the Spanish Fly.
I like it.
Yeah.
No wrong logic. Yeah, it's everyone's personal. I
Yeah,
like it.
that's
Spanish Fly was good
It's like,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean,
both sides
it
of
was
wrestling.
too.
Yes.
I like it. You have both the poetry and like the physicality. So
Yeah.
now, Jeff, what was your holy shit moment of
I kind
wrestling?
of did the two company thing again because that's kind of the way I end up having to roll. But the Cena heel turn definitely just because that nostalgia and the final run and all that, like Rachel said. And then I think All in Texas for the Hangman redemption and liberation of the AEW championship. So,
All solid choices. I don't think anyone has a bad choice at all. I think Cena heel turn for me. I think I've been waiting since I've been a Cena fan. Like, we've been pleading for it since 2010, and it finally happened. Whether or not it was executed well is a whole different story. But at Elimination Chamber, when his facial expression changed, I remember just going,
oh,
"What?
shit.
It's happening! Holy what?" Like, it just didn't feel real. So I think too, just that pure emotion that I felt, like that's something. Like you talk about wrestling. Honorable mention also the Seth, also to do the two company thing. Hangman opening that briefcase, just like Jeff. So I'm going with Jeff. I'm basically mirroring Jeff on this one. Hangman opening that briefcase, putting that belt up, and just getting that redemption is just such two opposite feel good moments that worked at both stories, and I loved it. So
Rachel, what's your second? Because we all picked
Yeah,
two.
do you have a second?
yeah, do you have an honorable mention or a second one?
I would say Hangman.
Hangman.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd
'Cause I
say
knew you liked
Hangman.
the Spanish Fly too, so that's why.
God, I should have done that one.
We-
I take it back. I
well,
want to do
You get
Spanish.
Spanish
three.
Fly.
Okay, I'll take 3. Thank you.
Mongo has 3. You get 3.
Well,
Okay,
because
I'm going to suggest several on some of these categories because of different companies and, like I
Yeah.
said, nostalgia. So
No,
people can,
100%.
that's right. So
and that's it's our award show. We can make the rules however we want.
that's fair. That is fair.
For the fan voting on this one, in third place with 20%, Osprey and Fletcher hitting the Spanish Fly.
Oh,
In second place with 35%, John Cena's heel turn. And the winner by the slimmest of margins with 36%, Hangman Adam Page getting redemption.
Nice.
Those two were literally flip-flopping. The whole time I was watching this, And I've never seen that happen where it was like, so it's every time, so every other person was just voting for each one. It was wild, and I didn't think that was the closest one we had. I think out of all of our
Wow.
categories with those two, which fair because I think it's hard to pick because I think some people picked against Cena because of how it was executed, but I think again people voted more, so I think people like us, Jeff, went in there. You know what? Both these friggin' moments rocks.
That's kind of what I'm. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it's worth bringing up.
All right. And then next one, we're going into this one a little early just because I want to save the bigger categories for the end. Pay-per-view of the year. This one we have Revolution 2025, Royal Rumble 2025, All In, WrestleMania 41, SummerSlam, Forbidden Door, Double or Nothing, Evolution 2, and Elimination Chamber. So Rachel, which pay-per-view was the pay-per-view of the year for you?
I have Revolution. I thought that was a really good one.
With the Osprey Fletcher.
Yes. Yep. And then it also had Toni Storm and Mariah May. Yes.
Two solid
So
choices.
Yeah.
yes. So that's why I picked Revolution. And then my second one would be the last one with WWE when John Cena tapped out.
Oh, the Saturday Night Main Event?
Yes. That would be my next one. So.
I like it. Both solid choices.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't put every pay-per-view in the nominations, but I went with the highest rated pay-per-views based on cage match. So obviously if other people have different choices, make sure you write them in next time. So Emily,
Oh,
for
yeah.
you, what is your pay-per-view of the year 2025?
Revolution. Same
Oh,
reasons as Rachel.
nice.
The two matches that sold that show for me.
Yep.
I don't want to go too much into one of the matches because I want to talk about it later.
I
But
know which
these,
one.
like, the matches on Revolution have always been big shows. Every time we've seen them, it is the best pay-per-view we've seen thus far. So it's hard. Every year they top themselves. I don't know. Maybe you guys can argue it, but I don't think there's an argument.
I like it.
So who's your secondary? Do you even have an honorable mention?
Maybe like the latter, the
Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank. Yeah, women's Money in
Okay.
the Bank specific.
Gotcha.
Valid.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I like doing that because then it gives more options out there so people can, whatever. So
Yeah, we're not tribalistic. We just have preferences.
at times, yes, because I see more of a product at given times and whatnot. So, but for me, I do agree that Revolution had some good ones, but I'm going in a slightly different direction, and I'm going Double or Nothing 2025. Obviously, a big one for me on those ones was the Owen Hart final matches. Those were big. The Nigel and DG versus FTR. That was a big one. Okada Speedball. Big ones. And of course, you got Anarchy in the arena. So that's always a fun one and whatnot. And then my other company, I guess I will say, would be Evolution 2, the ladies' ones, because I thought that had some of the better matches from their company, honestly. Throughout the course of the year, we're definitely on that. There was one or two for sure on that show.
Oh yeah, no,
So,
I think wasn't that when EO took on Rhea? Rhea?
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was definitely a memorable match for me. Memorable, and again, women going out there saying, "Give us a chance, we'll shine every time." Because just like Evolution 1, they didn't want to do it. They went out there and they outproved themselves. And I think too, that's a great point. I like that. You add some little fuel to what I'm gonna say. Because for my pay-per-view of the year, I also went Double or Nothing 2025 because of the Owen Hart tournament, which again, a match I'll talk about later. But Speedball Okada, I didn't think that was going to be as good as it was. I knew Speedball was good. I knew Okada was good, but the chemistry they had, and then just Double or Nothing is such an iconic pay-per-view. But then Kenny Omega coming out and saying, no, we need some different music, and playing Let the Bodies Hit the Floor in the
Okay,
middle
yeah.
of the ring. It brought the high school Mongo out, and I just felt giddy. And I think if you can get me to feel something, get me feel extra joy and something like that, it's going to put up hype. So I think just for that moment of hitting Drowning Pool while there's just absolute carnage going on inside the venue, it put it just over the top.
If Abaddon would have sang it, he would have been to the
Oh,
moon.
100% to the moon.
Yeah, and I think
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. And that Hangman Will final is gonna definitely with Double or Nothing. But I actually thought All In would have been my next like
I was
after
I
Evolution
was
would have been that.
1A, 1B for the longest time on those. And I went back and watched, like, not highlights, but I went back and watched some clips of the show and, like, okay, I love this, but it was just, it's the Anarchy in the Arena plus that Speedball
I
Okada match. Those
mean,
two things just kind
well,
of pushed it over the
right.
edge.
Well, because I had to write out the matches because it was like, oh my gosh, because I'm like, okay, All In, Okada Omega, Swerve and Wilbur's Bucks, like, Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speed Patriarchy,
The
Tony
Casino
and
Battle Royals.
Mercedes,
Yeah.
yeah, MJF versus Roddy, Moxley Hangman. It was like, man, that's right up there. Plus, if you got, oh shit moment, one of them, then it's definitely got to qualify you a little bit.
100%.
So,
What is your or other company? It might be Rev Pro.
Evolution 2. Again, just also because Stephanie Vacour going out there and stealing the show. And then you just have the Battle Royal, which I know wasn't as everyone liked, but Stephanie Vacour going out there and proving she had the chance to finally get the world title, get the opportunity. It was nice to see someone that I loved watching, speaking of Forbidden Door and Double or Nothing, seeing her against Mercedes and wanting to see her succeed. It was cool to see that. Plus, anytime the women get the spotlight, I love it because it shows that we're actually progressing in wrestling. We're not going backwards, and it gives it that. But I'm going to give an honorable mention as well, probably to for Revolution. Like you both said, I think that's another honorable mention. Like you both said, I think everyone had good points. I think you all had great points, and the fans agreed because the pay-per-views of the year in third place with 8% of the votes is Revolution at 8%. In second place is Double or Nothing with 36%.
Nice.
And running away with the lead, All In with 50% of the votes, which is wild. And Evolution
yeah.
2 was staying neck and neck with, so it was close. It was tied for third for a while. So it shows you we're pretty much matching what these fans are saying, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now, moving on from pay-per-view, television special, which that was we also can be with the nominations, which you have, Rachel, for the Saturday Night Main Event. The Last Time Is Now, Blood and Guts 2025, AEW 300, Dynamite Spring Breakthrough, Grand Slam Australia, AEW Summer Blockbuster, Grand Slam Mexico, the 6th Anniversary Dynamite, AEW Homecoming, Fright Night Collision, AEW Winter's Coming, and then the holiday episodes of AEW. So those are the nominations for Best TV Special of the year.
I have Blood and Guts.
Yes.
That's what I have written down for the TV special of the year because I thought it was amazing. You basically saw blood the whole night.
You
Well,
So,
smelled it too.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
So then, is your runner-up Saturday Night Main Event?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, but that's who I have. And I like the fact that AEW is, taking the lead and everything too.
I love it. I also love, again, that we're all kind of on the same page, even if it's like we might have ones ranked higher. I like that we're all kind of coming to that consensus. I love it. I kind of know who your number one is, but I'm going to let you proudly say it. So, which was your TV special of the year, even though you might have been there in person? So I'm going to give you a little extra bias.
Like, it's a bias as
A little
all
biased,
hell.
but
Me too.
Blood and Guts 100%. Being there to see everything, seeing the innovation in the matches. I really enjoyed all of what went into this. It even at the very end, or I guess in the middle, making it so that Hangman was in a cage and he was like, "Is this all you had to do was get me in a cage?" Like every little piece of Blood and Guts tied in together. It was just epic seeing Hobbs get blown up, like
Literally.
literally feet from us. I think that just topped everything. And then forgive me because I don't know my other company's name for the show. Maybe you guys can help me, but NXT did a really big show on a Wednesday night, And it was so good that we actually were watching both shows at the same time because we wanted to see the people coming into NXT that night.
Yes, it was originally called Invasion, but they called it something else. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, NXT Invasion.
Oh
So
yeah, I know
I
what you're
really
talking
enjoyed
about.
that night. I think that it brought a lot of people together, and I believe that might be the show that Ethan Page and Chelsea Green started like
They
doing
definitely
their shtick.
So what's
they
that?
started
The
connecting backstage.
NXT TNA crossover show?
Yep,
Yeah, like I really enjoyed everything that went into that big show because
it was about
we brought so many names in.
Yeah,
it was like the
nice. I
Survivor
like
Series
that.
build up. Like they're almost kind of doing like a Survivor Series type match. Yeah, I remember. Good
Oh
call.
yeah,
That's a great one.
I like that. That's awesome.
Good job.
And in your defense, it was called Invasion, then it switched names like a week later, so that's probably why you're having a hard time remembering it.
It was a
Nah,
lot.
yeah, I didn't remember either.
All right, Smokey, your TV special of the year.
Blood and Guts and Saturday night's main event. One for the wrestling and what was going on, and the last time is now. So the nostalgia part and getting to see that, and we chuckled when we saw it too, because I mean I listened to the podcast CBB or whatever with Cena where he talked about he wanted to do the finish. That's the only thing he cared about, and then we saw that, and everybody raised such a stink and everything else, and it's like, well, I think the whole point is, yeah, he figured out, oh man, I'm kind of done. I didn't tap or do anything. I have to now. So good.
Yeah.
Somebody finally made me do it. I can be done.
No,
So we kind of liked it. But
I agree. I think that's also my other company plus honorable mention is Saturday Night Main Event. Like you said, he finally gave up, not because he was quitting, because he was just like, I'm tired, I'm done.
mm-hmm,
It was very poetic. I think the first thing I told Emily was, I'm like, that's very poetic for the person who
mm-hmm.
never gave up to finally give up. So now Gunther's got that mega heel heat, and now he can be like the new legend killer. So I thought it was well done. You're not supposed to always be happy in wrestling. You're supposed to feel multitude of emotions, and that show did a good job doing that.
Well, he wants to put somebody over. He didn't want to go out winning or doing anything else. I mean,
No,
Yeah, and everybody came out for him. It was good.
it was very well
I
done for a
yeah,
legend.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
People just get too fickle online. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think, though, Blood and Guts, my personal bias being there, just everything about the show. We all four of us did a whole episode on it. So I think that was kind of an indicator, if you didn't hear before, we did an episode, how great
And
it
we
was.
called for this for so long. We were like, give the women a chance at Blood and Guts for months.
Yes.
And then Jamie Hayter came out, and I was like,
She
oh my
screamed it.
gosh.
She's got her shirt on.
And, I want to,
Yes.
and I want to
Positive.
put an honorable mention, Grand Slam Australia. I think first time they went to Australia, seeing Harley get a title shot in her home country, seeing Omega and Osprey team up for the first time ever, just such a powerful show. And I feel like because it happened so early in the year, people forgot about it. So that's why I wanted to kind of put that in there. So now to
Had
see,
some
so ahead.
I had some real honorable mentions for like the AEW 300 or the Dynamite 6th anniversary, but those were more just because of what they were.
No, 100%. I think they did a good job. That's the hard part. I think AEW does so good on their television specials. They're like pay-per-view sometimes.
Sometimes, yep.
And then in third
Too
place,
many matches.
Grand Slam Australia. Wow. Grand Slam Australia was in third place with 7%.
Nice.
In second place, Winter is Coming at 10%.
Wow.
And in first place with 69% of the votes is Blood and Guts.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, too,
I liked it.
for everything we said, so I think we're definitely onto something here. We definitely have, I wouldn't say we're in tune with the universe, but we're definitely in tune with some of these fans.
For sure.
So now a hard one that I think we're all probably going to be different on. Tag Team Match of the Year. So the nominees, there's quite a bit of them. Swerve and Osprey versus Young Bucks at All In. Bandido versus FTR at Full Gear. Osprey and Omega versus Takeshita and Fletcher at Grand Slam Australia. Brodito versus Okada and Takeshita at Wrestle Dream. Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks at Wrestle Dream. TLC SummerSlam 2025. FTR versus Jet Speed. Wrestle Dream Tailgate Brawl. Brodito versus Don Callis Family versus Jet Speed versus Young Bucks in the All Out ladder match. And then Bandido and Hologram versus Mystico and Mascara Dorada at CMLL Fantastic Mania 25. So, Rachel, there's a litany of choices. What is your tag team
Listen
match
to
of the
I
those.
know.
year?
Yes, I had. Oh, look at that. No, I wanted the one with Young Bucks against. I think it was Kyle Fletcher and Okada. No,
Uh,
who was it? Who was it with? Kyle Fletcher and for the Young Bucks.
was that the Brodito, Don Callis family, Jet Speed Young Bucks?
Was the
Yes.
okay? So all
Yeah,
out.
that's
Yeah,
it. Yep, all out.
Okay,
That's the
because I
one that
was
I
gonna
had.
say, well,
Yeah, I thought Speedball did really good then.
no, that was a fun match too. Again, there's so many great matches this year, but that was definitely a fun, crazy ladder match, and that was definitely like the August time frame because all out's usually September, August. So yeah, that was a fun one, and I think seeing Jet Speed, seeing him climb the ladder barefoot, still makes me cringe to this day.
That had to be hard.
Any honorable mentions for a tag team match?
No, no, I'm good.
All right, Emily. Tag team match of the year.
Osprey and Omega versus Takeshita and Fletcher. I think we didn't know we needed it. Yeah, we did. We all knew we needed that one. Like beef, chaos, it all worked. There was flying, there was technical. It was fantastic. What do you call it? A technical spectacle?
Yeah, that's a
That's
good.
I
yeah,
really enjoyed that matchup. It brought everything
So you
of
like the
wrestling.
technical spectacle down under?
I
mm,
yes I do.
nice, nice.
Any honorable mentions for you?
Um None are really coming to mind. When I saw that, I was like, that's it. But I know there's obviously been a ton. I guess shout out to the women's tag tournament. I really enjoyed that. Getting to see them form the tag teams that we'd been hoping to see for a while and getting tag teams we didn't know we wanted to see, like Athena and Mercedes.
I like it. I like it. All right, Jeff. Tag team match of the year.
My biased pick is Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. Same reasons you guys said because we were there. But I don't know. It was kind of tough to pick on some of these because I definitely feel like Brodito might have had a hand in some, you know what I mean? In a few of these. So I'm going to do Swerve and Will versus the Young Bucks at All In and Brodito versus FTR at Full Gear.
Ooh, I like it. Two different styles and two different
Mm-hmm.
variations of championship matches. I like it. One
Yep.
for titles and one for literal titles.
Oh, well, and like I said, I kind of had to shout out Brodito because I definitely think they, regardless of, definitely had a great year.
100%. So mine, it was definitely hard to narrow down. It was hard to choose. But Omega and Osprey, Grand Slam Australia, two of my favorites teaming up. And again, this was another 1A, 1B situation because Swerve and Osprey all in against the Young Bucks. Also, both those matches are 1A, 1B. Just, again, tag teams you didn't know you need to see. And the chemistry between everyone in all those matches was fantastic. But I want to give an honorable mention to a match that just actually happened last week on Raw, the Usos versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. If you haven't seen that yet, it was a phenomenal match, no pun intended. It's great to see the Usos back together as a tag team. And I'm really hopeful for their tag team division this year because that's one thing besides the TLC 2025 and the post-Mania SmackDown. Been up and down, but I'm excited to see where it goes. And then the fan vote for tag team match of the year, TLC 2025 with 4% is at third place. Osprey and Omega versus Don Callis family and Grand Slam Australia in second place with 14%. And then a crazy ass margin of 70%. The winner, Swerve and Osprey versus the Young Bucks at All In.
Oh,
Holy crap.
70, damn.
People really love that match.
yeah.
Hmm.
And shockingly, I don't think that's our biggest margin, by the way.
I can believe that. I can believe that. Huh. All right.
All right. And staying on the match of the year category, now we're on the women's match of the year. And some of the nominees I put up are Toni Storm versus Mariah May in the Hollywood ending, Revolution. Mercedes versus Athena, Spring Breakthrough in Boston. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 41. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at Evolution. Toni Storm versus Mercedes at All In 2025. Statlander versus Hayter at World's End 2025. Mercedes versus Hayter at Double or Nothing. Statlander versus Mercedes at Full Gear. Mayu Iwatani versus Azumi at Wrestle Kingdom 19. Toni Storm versus Athena at Forbidden Door. Athena versus Persephone, Final Battle. Athena versus Alex Windsor, Global Wars, Australia. And Mercedes versus Bozilla versus Alex Windsor versus Persephone at Forbidden Door. A lot of R's, a lot of alliteration. I'm from New England. R's are hard for me to say. Pack my card, have it, yeah, play wicked hat at the pack.
Yep. Yes. Yes. So I am going to go with the Hollywood ending. Toni Storm and Mariah May, because that could not get any better. Because then right after that, Mariah May was gone and she went to WWE. So it really was a Hollywood ending, you know. And I think Toni Storm just did amazing in 2025. But anyways, that's the one that I have. And then a runner-up is the Toni versus Mercedes. So I thought that was a really good match, too. Mercedes,
was.
yes, Mercedes is starting. She lost one belt, so we'll see.
I know her downfall is continuing. She
I know.
lost her TBS title. She's lost her Rev Pro title. Who knows? That big Bailey reunion may come. Who knows? So,
yeah.
Emily, no pressure. Women's match of the year. Who you got?
No pressure at all. Same with Rachael. Hollywood ending. Are you joking? No pressure. I think that this match perfectly finished her story in AEW. Still kind of sad not to have the Mariah May character in wrestling. I think that she will forever be an icon for that role. I'm liking Blake Monroe in WWE. However, I just miss the snooty accent, all of it that goes into what Mariah May was as far as being with Toni Storm. Now, Mariah May as Blake Monroe, still doing fantastic. Really enjoy what she's doing. It's just that snarky, like...
You want it more turned up to 11.
Yeah, everything she did with Toni, maybe it was the magic with Toni that, like, brought it together. Because Toni can make magic. But, yeah, the champagne glass.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're not going to see that Mariah May ever again right now, at least. Like, give it a couple years, maybe.
Well, and probably not that Tony either.
Probably, exactly, not
You know
the
what
Toni.
I mean? That's going to be tough not to, because they both elevated that. So,
Do you have any honorable mentions or
Forbidden Door. Persephone, Bozilla, Mercedes.
ooh, nice.
I don't remember who the other person was in that.
Windsor?
But, oh my god, yeah.
Windsor.
The four of
Windsor.
them
Yeah, that was a solid
together.
match. That was a
It
solid
was
match.
really good.
Yeah, she fell in love with Bozilla. Not in that
I
way,
was
but
like,
like...
damn, can we get Bozilla back? I want her in Ring of
Mm-hmm.
Honor against Story. Or Stormy. Like, no, it's Story.
It's storied, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see her with, like, the big ones. Like,
You want to see her like Megan Bain go that run it back
Yeah.
to GCW?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I really want to find a new word. It's not beef for the women. Like,
You can say beast mode. It's still okay.
beast mode is kind of okay, I guess, but
There's not many other adjectives.
Glamazon. Like, I want to see the Glamazons go at it.
Right.
There
I
you
got
go.
you.
I like it. All right, Jeff. What do you have for women's match of the year? And obviously, I have two companies. So if you want to do your two companies,
I got two companies. So I have the Hollywood ending. I think that one worked, like everybody's already been pretty much mentioning. And then my other one was Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at Evolution. And that's also when Naomi cashes in and all that. So I thought that was the other part of it.
Perfect.
It's just
Yeah.
getting all that story and whatnot. So, yep. So
like
those
it.
are my two.
I'm boring because I'm also going with Hollywood ending. All reasons stated is just I think the perfect, especially now in hindsight,
Yeah.
perfect send off. Still should have main evented. I'm still butthurt it wasn't main event of Revolution,
Yeah.
but it's probably one of my favorite just because holy crap, seeing the woman go that hardcore was on pay per view was not something we've seen too often. But I'm going to differ from Jeff because my runner up, my second one, is the triple threat match for Mania: Bianca Belair, Io, and Rhea. Because honestly, that was one of my favorite matches on Mania because that's the one that I was like, this is the one I need to see because these three have been fighting for this title the entire time. Like, we need to see this match. And just Bianca at WrestleMania is always money for me. She's one of my favorites. So that put it up. I still love that Io Bianca one at Revolution 2 as well, but
No,
WrestleMania was
those are
great.
solid as well. That's solid as well.
Sorry, you say Bianca at WrestleMania, and I just think of those braid slaps on
Oh,
Mercedes.
Mania 30, 38 when she like slapped her and
I think it was COVID Mania.
no, it was right after because she was at Papa John's house.
It was after.
And then in third place was Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and Rhea at WrestleMania 41 with 4%. In second place was 6%, Mercedes versus Toni Storm at All In. And in first place, with the highest margin at 84%, is the Hollywood Ending.
Yes, I like that.
Wow.
I'm not shocked just because I feel like every awards list I looked at to kind of see what other, like, for categories, Hollywood Ending was like always trending. And then male match of the year. So this one might be difficult because this one, it was all over the place for a while. But this one, there's a lot of choices to pick from here.
Okay,
Gabe Kidd versus Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dynasty. Mox versus Hangman All In Texas Death Match. Rachel's favorite here, Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship at Full Gear. Mystico versus MJF at CMLL 92nd Anniversary. John Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel 2025. Cody versus Kevin, Royal Rumble. Ospreay versus Hangman, Double or Nothing 2025. Takeshita versus Bandido, Supercard of Honor. Ospreay versus Fletcher, Steel Cage Match, Revolution 2025. Nigel versus ZSJ, Forbidden Door. Takeshita versus ZSJ, New Japan King of Pro Wrestling. Bandido versus Heshiero, Death Before Dishonor. Hangman versus Fletcher, All Out. Mox versus Fletcher, World's End. Omega versus Takeshita, Revolution. Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball at Dynasty. Okada versus Speedball at Double or Nothing 2025. Omega versus Okada All In 2025. And Okada versus Dorada versus Takeshita All Out 2025. That is a lot to say. That's why I was telling you when I was trying to condense my notes. I started to run out of room writing those down.
Yes, yes. Okay, so my first one, of course, we have to go with Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe because that was the best. I did like that. And then my second one would be Osprey and Fletcher. That was a really good match with the double Spanish fly. They did really good, and they didn't hurt. Like, they didn't get hurt in the process of it. They did very well for all of that to happen. So that's why.
Still love when they stood on top of the cage and like stared off at each other.
Yeah.
All right.
I want Rachel to give her other company as well.
She probably doesn't have
Do you
one.
want to circle
I
back?
don't. Yeah, circle back to me. Yes,
Okay.
that would be great.
Because I feel like we've been forgetting the other company. So
I try to do multiples just because I do like to make sure, kind of get something from everybody.
this might help.
Okay.
I have Kenny Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball as my favorite male match because magic you didn't know you needed. That match mixed together was so fun. That's my new saying, I swear. Magic we didn't know.
I still like when people kicked Ricochet in the face and it just became a meme of "We'll be right back."
I think you can find a video of that. Just saying. At a Cruiser with Kayfabe.
Good plug.
And then my other company match is John Cena versus AJ Styles because the poetry that went into that match. They gave tributes to so many that came before them and after them. I think that those two men have probably the closest running career, except AJ Styles traveled the world and John Cena stayed with WWE.
No, and I like that John Cena had the announcer read off when we talked before, read off all the accolades of him being the leader of the Bullet Club and all that to kind of pop AJ. So solid choice. No, that was a fun match. It was definitely a great one on his retirement run.
And I have an honorable mention.
What's that?
Ooh.
Nigel McGuinness versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Love it.
Crazy, technical, in the mat, but also like fast paced and like brutal.
Surgical. I like it. All right, Jeff, what do you got for men's matches of the year?
Well, it kind of helps because they're kind of knocking a lot of mine out. So then sitting there going, well, I can say some different ones then, since they've kind of already been covered. Because I have, for my WWE, I do have Cena versus AJ Styles because I thought that one was super awesome and fun, and
That was. I
the
remember that.
nostalgia and putting the other guy over for his accomplishments that never really got acknowledged per se, and and doing that. So I thought that was great. Then I have my nostalgia, which is Nigel versus Zack Sabre Jr. I do have that one as well. Then my other one was kind of torn between Moxley versus Hangman or Will versus Hangman. I think were my toss ups for the AEW. And then my New Japan Pro Wrestling one was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Takeshita.
Good choice. Solid match.
So tried to throw in a couple companies there for the male one.
No, I like it. It was definitely hard. This was the closest numbers I think of all of them. They all stayed within the 20s for this one. They all kind of went up and down because there's so much variety in this one.
Oh yeah.
My overall choice is Hangman versus Ospreay, Double or Nothing. You talked about John Cena in the poetry. Swerve and Ospreay hitting Fletcher and Hangman moves in that match, and then Will just being so exhausted he couldn't finish the match, and then Hangman beating him to go on to get that world title opportunity. The story of it put that match on the top for me. My New Japan one is Gabe Kidd versus Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dynasty because
that was my two.
I love some Gabe Kidd. I think he's phenomenal. And seeing Kenny in the Tokyo Dome again, instant 7 stars for me. Instantly gonna pop me. WWE, I think I'll agree with John Cena and AJ Styles. Same thing. I think I'm an AJ Styles mark, and I grew up a John Cena mark, so seeing both of them in the ring was great. And having them kind of run back something they didn't really get a lot of time because of how their paths crossed was nice. And I think, too, knowing AJ's going out, it was kind of a nice thing for AJ to kind of get some flowers, too. So,
yeah. Hey, part of the reason I did my New Japan one is the Sabre versus Takeshita was just because I had to work Takeshita in there somewhere.
No, and that's the thing.
No, because he had so many good matches, but
Yeah.
it was hard to find one. And then it was like, well, let's go look at the other company because then maybe I can give him more flowers over there.
Him and Bandido, like Bandido Ring of Honor, him and Bandido just didn't have that, and that's what I think made this so hard. And I'll read you the percentages. The match of the year male. Gabe Kidd versus Omega was 6% in third place. In second place, Ospreay versus Hangman Double or Nothing was 23%. But then Ospreay versus Fletcher, the steel cage match, was 26%. And the John Cena AJ Styles was tied with the Gabe Kidd K Omega for a while. It was kind of flipping around. So it just kind of shows that variety is a spice of life. But yeah, the cage match came through at the very end and overlapped. And Hangman versus Mox was also in that top two. So it really shows you some of those players. It's hard because I think there's so many matches to choose from. It's what do you remember most of the match? What did it make you feel? I think that's where I'm noticing how you guys are voting and how the fans kind of voted. It's how did that match make you feel and what was something you really enjoyed about the match? Because I think there were so many. I think 2025 had probably some of the best matches we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So Rachel, what was your WWE?
The AJ Styles and the John Cena one. I remember watching that. Yeah, that was a good one. They both did great.
All right. And now for one I know Emily's excited to talk about, the female tag team of the year. And sadly, we need to do better on this wrestling because there was not a lot of active tag teams that had enough matches to qualify. So we have a very short list. However, it's a very impressive list. Alexa and Charlotte, Babes of Wrath, Sisters of Sin, Kabuki Warriors, Mercedes and Athena, and Timeless Love Bombs. So, Rachel, who is the tag team of the year?
Well, I have to go with Sisters of Sins because I'm wearing a shirt.
Yes.
But I also thought that Babes of Wrath really came on top. I love the fact that they were the first women's tag team champion. They did a hell of a job in 2025. So I'm happy to see how their reign goes this year and whenever they're going to meet up with Sister of Sin. So that'll be a good match.
Which Rachel has predicted that Sisters of Sin are going to be the second ever tag team champions. So stay tuned this year because it could and probably will happen.
Yep.
Very possible.
All right, Emily. Who is your women's tag team of the year?
Babes of Wrath. Babes of Wrath. Babes of... Yeah, Babes of Wrath. I think that they captivated the audience before they were even a tag team officially. Willow and Harley together is perfect. I enjoy their chemistry because you have somebody like Willow who is kind of like more quiet but yet
Did
very
you just
out
say
there.
Willow's quiet?
She is kind of quiet compared to Harley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that
So Harley
okay.
brings out that fun. If you notice, like the way that Willow's been dressing, the way she comes to the ring, aside from her kick, which has always been big, Willow's been changing a lot since coming up with Harley, and I really enjoy that.
Okay.
They're taking on each other.
I like it. I like it.
Who's your second or
Do you have an honorable
honorable
mention at all?
mentions or
It's so hard, but it was Bianca and Naomi 2025.
I mean, they didn't say active long enough.
no? I don't think it.
They
And
didn't.
no, I don't have one.
All right.
You can
That
do
would have
another one
been
from AEW. I mean, too.
yeah, like Sisters of Sin definitely
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
is a good one. It's hard.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff, who is your women's tag team of the year?
So, granted, how great Babes are, I'm actually going Sisters of Sin first because they kind of started the whole thing and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So, I'm going to put them one, and then Babes are at two for my AEW, and then I'm going to take Alexa and Charlotte as my WWE just because I think I don't know. I kind of liked it. It's fun that transition and that storyline they've had going to get where they're at. So I took them because it was either going to be Kabuki Warriors or Judgment Day. I think honestly.
I like it. I like it.
But the
So
fact that we only have so many to pick from sucks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
active
it's getting
because,
there. Yeah.
unfortunately, besides NXT, there wasn't a big focus on women's tag team wrestling this year. That's why it's important that AEW really sticks to the landing with its tag division this year because it
Yep.
needs to be a focus. I'm hoping next year we have twice as long of a list, at minimum.
Yes.
For me, this was a tough choice because a lot of the teams kind of just like started or just kind of get chemistry, but
hmm
I think the slight edge goes to Babes of Wrath for me just because of Harley. I think seeing Harley finally get gold makes my heart happy.
Yes.
And I think, like Emily was saying, the chemistry, and I think seeing how they performed not only in Blood and Guts, but also in that four-way match, they were another team that was put together that shouldn't have worked, that worked. And I think AEW's biggest strength is they take, because my biggest pet peeve in wrestling is throwing together tag teams. I've always hated it because it's never been done well. But AEW, for some reason, they'll put people together and they just work. And I think this is a good
Yes.
example of it.
The Acclaimed, Jet Speed.
And I think my runner-up, and again, as it was another 1A1B, Sisters of Sin. Again, I love Sky Blue. I'm so happy to see her finally getting her flowers and recognition for how hard she works. She's always been a hardcore wrestler, always been determined to bleed and do crazy things. And then Julia Hart, who after the House of Black kind of had to leave because Malachi left, and then the Hounds of Hell with Buddy getting hurt, you kind of felt like, okay, what's going to happen with her? To reunite with Sky and give her that opportunity still
hmm
is great. And then obviously with the Triangle Madness, I think they're going to have a good year this year. I also agree with Rachel. I think they'd be a great second champion. And I think there'd be Alexa and Charlotte. Again, another team that shouldn't have worked that worked. Their chemistry, like their frenemy,
Yep.
and just I liked watching them together because it was two polar opposites, wrestling style, personality style. It's like what they wanted to do, I think, with Alexa and Nia Jax, but it didn't quite work. I feel like they finally got it right, and I think giving Alexa meaningful TV time is always a good thing. And hopefully, I don't get your speaker to go off like saying that too many times.
And it went off because I said no. Literally, I said it, and then I said Charlotte, and it started talking about it. No, and that's why she was chuckling.
I think I hear that's too funny.
Yeah, it was.
So the results are very close on third and second. So in third place, Sisters of Sin with 15%. In second place, Alexa and Charlotte with 18%. And in first place with 52%, Babes of Wrath.
Babes of Wrath.
Nice.
And now we move over from the women's tag division to the men's tag division. So, Rachel, out of these nominations, FTR, Fraxium, Grizzled Young Vets, Young Bucks, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, TMDK, Bandido, the Hardy Boys, the Street Profits, or the Hurt Syndicate, who is your tag team of the year?
We hurt people.
Oh,
We hurt
What?
people. I know. I have Hurt Syndicate. I thought that they did amazing this year. Came out, won the belt, all the above. I think the fans even loved them too.
we
And
did.
then, yes, everybody loved them. Always have to get a shout out to the Young Bucks with all their craziness that they come up with. I mean, they came out like in a ship. Like they were the forefathers of America. Like, what is that? So you gotta give them an honorable mention. And whenever they do wrestle, they are pretty damn good. So, but that's who I have.
I love it.
The Hurt Syndicate and your Bucks was your mention.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Bucks are mentioned in 3 of the tag matches of the year possibilities. So I mean, they obviously must not have had too bad of a year.
All right, Emily, who do you got?
I wanted to like piggyback off of what Rachel's saying about the Bucks. I don't know why I didn't pick them. I picked Bandido for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
But the Bucks, like, they had me this year. I hated them last year. If you go back to 2024, the amount of times I shit on them,
Oh,
even
in a
part of
couple episodes.
2025. But that's what they're supposed to do. That's what makes it. Like, Dominic
Mm-hmm.
Mysterio, you're not supposed to like him. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many
Oh,
things
he's so
about
sleazy.
wrestling. Oh, he's so yuck. Ew, ick, hate it. Like,
Yes.
everything about them. Like, ugh, go cheat on your wife with someone else.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
So,
So the Bucks is your honorable
yeah,
mention.
so the Bucks are definitely an honorable mention because
Nice.
they couldn't get their name right, their pyro, their entrance music, and they went with it. The money, like,
I know. I love the money one. Yes.
everything that they did. This is just fantastic. Still waiting for Luchasaurus to buy his tail. And then for WWE, Motor City Machine Guns, they had a fantastic like introduction to WWE. I think that they were able to really grab that. Wish they would put Ray Phoenix and Penta together. If you didn't know, they're brothers. If you didn't know,
They were supposed to, but unfortunately Penta got hurt, so hopefully
Yeah.
that reunion comes sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
They were supposed to reunite in AAA, but unfortunately Penta hurt his shoulder.
but I don't even know if the fan base understands that they're brothers.
I'm sure they do. Eventually they will. But, all right, Jeff, who do you got for tag team of the year?
So I'm gonna throw out my honorable mention first, like honorable mention first, and this is a nostalgia one too. And it's gonna be the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. Just because of all that. So throwing that out there. And then my others, I'm kind of with the ladies, I want that. I'm going Bucks and then Bandido.
I like it.
So thinks Bucks didn't quite get as much. I don't know. Maybe people just expect them to be good or whatever else. Maybe it's sometimes, but I don't know. I think people kind of slept on them this year because I know FTR got a lot of talk, and honestly, FTR was my third.
I was
You
going to
know
say,
what I
yeah,
mean?
FTR is actually my honorable mention.
And that's kind of what I mean. They're
Rachel
my
and I at the
third.
same time, like, ugh.
And then I had Hurt Syndicate kind of as my like fourth. So you know what I mean. So I mean everybody's kind of saying mine, so that's why it's like, well, go a little different. But yeah, I think FTR. I'm glad you're shouting them out, so I don't have to. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, my honorable mention is FTR just because I think their heel turn was needed. I think it helps them. And I think them versus Bandido at Full Gear, they worked together, and I just think not the hardcore match, but the regular match with the Bullet Club was fantastic. I think even against Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, they got good heat out of that match, and that's still unfinished. So
I
I think
forgot about that match.
so I think that's the honorable mention. For WWE, I'm going different. I'm going Fraxium. I think I love Fraxium. I've always enjoyed them. I think they're highly entertaining. Seeing them in the TLC match was fantastic. Seeing them kind of in the tag team title picture makes me happy. It is weird because I've seen Fraxium without his mask multiple times on the indies, so when he stole his mask and he's hiding his face, I'm like, but it's like Rey Mysterio in WCW. We've already seen your face, man. Like,
Right.
it's not that big of a deal. But my overall tag team of the year, I also went Bandido because, again, like I said earlier, that throwing together team I didn't think would work, and then they beat the Young Bucks, and I think that's maybe why Young Bucks didn't get the vote because they put over Bandido in the tournament. And I think seeing Bandido have a hell of a year, wrestle of the year campaign, work with Brody King, who, let's face it, kind of got the short end of the stick after Buddy got hurt and Malachi left. He was kind of not doing much, but then him and Bandido teaming up, having that little buddy, like, I got you, little buddy, like throwing him around there. Just, it
Yeah.
worked. It entertained me. So that's why they get the vote because I was sports entertained, damn it. They was so fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, let's see, the fan vote. Whoa. FTR, 17%. And the Bucks, 17%. Tie for second place.
Wow.
So that means third place went to the Hurt Syndicate. And first place goes to Bandido at 55%.
Wow.
Damn. Wow. Good job.
All right. And now we're going to Independent Male Wrestler of the Year, which I know this one might be different for everyone because it depends on who you've seen and who you kind of know about because, unfortunately, with the indies, sometimes access is not always easy. However, some of the options we have, Bear Bronson, Alec Price, Marcus, not Marshall, Mathers, Titus Alexander, Michael Oku, Luke Jacobs, LeBron Cozone, and Jordan Alexander. I mean, Oliver. Holy moly, I said that wrong. Jordan Oliver.
I have Michael Aku. That's who I have down. He's the only one I actually knew out of all of them. So we went with him.
So for me, I have two. Again, it goes by where you're from, I guess. Alec Price is someone from the Limitless scene, Beyond,
Northeast.
Chaotic.
He's from Boston.
Yeah, he's worked a lot of matches where we've seen. And then he went to GCW. He's been into Raleigh at one point.
He was just on Collision.
Yeah, he was just on Collision. I just think that Alec is getting a lot of recognition this year, and we thought he was getting signed a couple years ago because he's, I believe, the only one to hold the Limitless title.
One of the only ones, yeah. And
Channing Thomas.
yes, and he's also going against MJF for the AEW title on January 16th in Limitless in Lewiston.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I think that that's a really intriguing. I just really love that for Alec. And then you've got LeBron Cozone. Rachel, you will like him. He is huge. He probably stands like 6'5".
He's probably like 6'4", 280 pounds, just brick shit house muscle, yeah.
Him versus like, I don't Powerhouse Hobbs because they're so freaking tall. Incredible to see the monsters go up against each other.
Like him, like versus Eddie Kingston, him versus, yeah.
So LeBron Cozone is definitely somebody I'm keeping my eyes on this coming year as well. We learned a lot about him at our last DPW show, so hopefully we can keep seeing him.
He was also on Collision. He faced, who the fuck is Griff Garrison? So who's your overall winner?
Alec.
Okay, I like it. All right, Jeff, who is your winner for Best Male Independent Wrestler?
I'm actually going to throw out a different one. I'm going to go with Killer Cross
Oh, okay.
Yes.
for the work he's been doing right now since he finally got a chance to be able to work and do everything again. Because he's been out there, putting himself out there a lot. So
I like it.
I'm going to throw him out there. And then I'm going to throw out that Cardona still needs to be included in this conversation. If we're doing, a top, if we're doing a top five, I feel like his name still needs to be mentioned. And then Bear Bronson, he's doing good stuff right now too. I don't think he's quite been out there enough to get the year, but I definitely noticed him. And then I have seen some stuff from Michael Oku as well, so I'll throw those out as some honorable mention shots. So
I like it. Anyone from like NWA that we should know about that you like?
well, I mean, EC3 was there, but then he just left or is leaving.
I heard that recently. He's departing, yeah.
Colby Carino is getting ready to leave. So, I mean, they're kind of losing some people in a little bit of transition. But I will be bringing some NWA coming up, though.
All right. I like it.
It is in the cards.
I think I knew who. I think I knew who it was going to be. I
Pretty
think
sure
she's.
you knew too.
I think she's a cruiser.
Maybe.
So I think I also got to go with Michael Oku, just 'cause I think he's had one of those crazy years. And my honorable mention, I think, is going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to go with Luke Jacobs. I think he's someone that's been in Brit wrestling that not a lot of people have seen. But I was watching some videos and I was trying to find some of the best indie workers this year that have had some of the best matches, and everyone's like, "Watch Luke Jacobs." So I was like, "Okay." And I watched a few of his matches, and he just has something that I don't know how to describe it, which is terrible for podcasts. But he has like some charisma in the ring. Like he just the way he moves and the way he wrestles is entertaining, and he's going to be on TV in the next year, so I can see it. He's very good. So those are kind of who
Check
I
it out.
was picking for, and my honorable mention is Bear Bronson. Seeing him go out there after, you want to talk short end of the stick, his tag team partner gets arrested for a horrible situation, and then he kind of has nowhere to go and fizzles out, and his contract terminates, and he ends up finally signing a team. But he goes to GCW. He's done death matches. Him and Nomi are traveling up and down the East Coast, and I think he's reinvented himself. So I think he definitely gets a shout. And
Agreed.
when I put up the poll, I was actually really shocked because in third place with 11%, Alec Price. In second place with 18%, Bear Bronson, like we just talked about. So he was getting some love. But with 60% and the winner of the fan vote, Michael Oku.
I almost mentioned him as well, so that would have been 4 for 4.
Yeah, it would have been. And now I know Jeff wants to talk about NWA, and I bet it's going to be in this category, which is Best Female Independent Wrestler of the Year. And this one, the nominations are Lainey Luck, Janai Kai, Nikki Blackheart, Shotzi, Ava Everett, Becca, Delmi Exo, and Lena Cross.
I have Becca. That's what I have down. That was the only one I really knew, though. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh no,
No,
you.
but she's fantastic too. Her whole pop star gimmick is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Ugh, the paparazzi.
Yeah.
I love Becca.
Yeah. So I like her. She's one of the best.
I remember we were at a Limitless event years ago, and she busted her face open, and I was it was like shortly after the Britt Baker thing, so I'm trying to get a photo of her to like capitalize on this because she was gushing. It was great.
So who do you
Great
have
match.
for your?
Shotzi Blackheart. Can we still call her that? I don't know.
Shotzi, right?
Yeah, I don't
Her
know.
running with Cardona. Again, like Jeff said, Cardona can't not be mentioned, but at the same time, like, oh, I feel guilty mentioning him every year because he's so good. Step up your game.
I'd step up your game. She says.
Not Matt Cardona. You've already stepped it up. Everyone else needs to get on his level. No one else sold merch in all companies this year.
That is very
Killed
true.
it.
Well,
I
So
like.
Shotzi for her work with Cardona and Cross, and just the fact that even without having the WWE stuff, she was still able to do her Halloween stuff. I just was really happy for her to still have a moment.
I like it. I like it. All right,
Any
Jeff.
honorable mentions, Emily?
Not. It's hard because
That's
my
okay.
honorable
You don't have
mentions.
to.
It's just I have so many that I like to look at and watch.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So I'm guessing Jeff's going to tell us who the Oceanic champion is with his pick.
That's definitely one of mine. So I had Shotzi because I think she's been killing it since she's got her freedom. And then another one I'm going to mention is Scarlett Bordeaux
Yes.
because of the Killer Cross and all that. I mean, she's been a part of it, and I've seen some clips of some of her matches, actually, versus guys and girls. So I have seen some of her work, and she was out there doing some good stuff. But yeah, I'm going to do Natalia Markova from NWA. She also, just to kind of throw it out there in the cage match, she did that drop kick off the top of the cage.
It was a crazy spot.
Yeah, it got shown quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, she's been going everywhere, wrestling all over the world, and having good matches. And everything like that, representing. So yeah, I'm
So
throwing her out there.
I was gonna say the reason why I mentioned her so much is because at the beginning of the year in January she won a title in the middle of the freaking ocean. She
Yep.
was the inaugural Oceanic champion for the women.
And I think I was one of the few people that was throwing her name out there. I was like, hey, like she's definitely more than just pretty or whatever else. Like she can
You've
work.
always
So
corrected me because I've always talked about she is drop dead gorgeous, and you're like she's talented too. I'm like that's right.
She was your outrunners this year. How you were the first one of the outrunners. Like you guys need to watch the outrunners. You told us from the moment she was announced on the cruise, like Markova, watch out, she's gonna be fantastic. And
and
she
I knew
was.
Tasha Steeles was good too, but she
Tasha
was
is
cool
so
too.
good.
She's good and she was cool too. So
I just realized too my honorable mention
oh, okay.
is she's kind of sort of signed to TNA. However, Jada Stone, she's going to Limitless again this year. I think that Jada Stone has really been fun to watch on the independents
I
and in
agree.
TNA.
I agree. I think that for me, this one was hard because I think there's a lot of talented women on the indies. I definitely agree. I can't believe I left Scarlett off because I know she's someone who's very talented. I also got to go with Shotzi because seeing how she listened to everyone, reinvented herself, and went right to GCW, went right after the king of the indies, went after Cardona, and started traveling the world and started
Mm-hmm.
really reminding everybody that, hey, look, just because I was in WWE doesn't mean I'm AEW wrestler. Like, she was known because of the indies. That's the whole, everything came from her whole gimmick. And I'm kind of glad because she didn't really get a fair shake towards the end. So I think that's why I pick her because I think she really shows she went out there and she had an amazing year. And I think I can see her getting picked up by a TNA, or I can see her going to NWA or even New Japan because I think she's someone who's willing to take that chance. But my honorable mention is Janai Kai. I really like what she can do. She's almost like speedball esque with her kicks and
Mm-hmm.
her striking. I like that she mix a lot of martial arts and she does a lot of like unique offense. And I think she's someone that I really thought would be signed too. And I think she's been having a sneaky good year. So that's kind of who my honorable mention is. And then, side note, I got to meet Lena Cross at DPW. She is freaking tall and she is also super friendly. So hope
One
she
of
does
those
well
like
too.
the beast mode matches that we could have, guys, like the Glamazon matches we could have. I'm telling you, these women.
Another Australian that they found. So apparently, whoever's training people in Australia, keep it up because you guys are doing a fucking phenomenal job. Because all that we have, this is probably the year. That's probably why they're going to Australia. This is probably one of the best years for Australian talent in the past like 3 years. Holy moly! Some of the people coming
Up
from
there.
like, which is crazy to think about. With all the years of wrestling, all these talents come from around the world. That Australia is now a pipeline for wrestling because
They've been forgotten about for years.
that's what I'm saying. It's nice
The
to see.
Iconics, when the Iconics first debuted, they were one of the very first Australian wrestlers, let alone women.
No, I like it a lot. It's really opened my eyes to it's really cool to see. And then also not embarrass yourself when you talk to a Robbie Eagles and you say something and he goes, "Well, I'm actually Australian," and you go, "Okay," and you walk away awkwardly.
Whoops.
And then for this one, Lainey Luck came in third place with 11%. She's
Mm.
really good too. I definitely recommend
Mm-hmm.
keeping an eye on her.
Yep.
Nikki Blackheart came in at 17%, and Shotzi with 62% came in first place.
Shots, eh?
What's the second percentage?
17%. And now I tried to change it up. So normally this is where we do breakout. However, we're going to do men and women wrestler of the year, and we're going to do breakout last.
Okay.
So we're going to start out, since the women have been going first a lot, we're going to start out with men's wrestler of the year first.
Okay.
So for men's wrestler of the year, the nominees are Swerve Strickland, Hangman Page, Will, by God Ospreay, Takeshita, Bandido, Mystico, Gunther, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, John Moxley, Kyle Fletcher, Dominic Mysterio, Claudio, Hiroki Goto, and Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay. So we all know who I went with. Number one, Will Ospreay. He is the man. Another one from Down Under. Uh,
Mm-mm.
no, he's not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, damn.
He's a
You
bro,
better than that.
Rachel. Get that bottle of
Yeah.
water.
That's right. I did know better than that.
You better. Jeez Louise.
But I have him for number one. I do have honorable mention, Swerve, because I thought he did really good this year. I like the new music. Hopefully, it catches on like the other ones. So, but that's who I have. Osprey, of course.
Wow.
Do you have another company?
It's John Cena. I mean, it's his last run. Of course, you have to give love to him. He did a good job. So that would be my other company.
Okay.
I
I
like
like it.
it.
Yeah.
All right. And real quick, a little bit of breaking news. We can no longer put Matt Cardona on the indie category because he has officially signed with WWE as of this recording. As Matt
Wow.
Cardona.
As Matt Cardona.
As
Okay,
Matt
now I'm
Cardona.
happy. Okay.
Really?
I'll take a Matt Cardona signing.
Wow. So
Damn.
he's able to negotiate that in his contract. That's good.
SmackDown?
Yes, Justin just texted me.
Thank you, Justin.
So
Nice.
now,
I'll have
not
to watch that, I guess.
since I totally threw you off the kilter, Emily, who's your man? Who's your male wrestler of the year?
My man is Kyle Fletcher.
Oh, Kyle Fletcher.
So Kyle Fletcher really showcased this year. He showed us what he's about. He's not in the shadows of anybody. He is himself. His interview with CVV was fantastic. Highly recommend listening. Kyle Fletcher, just he had himself a year. Runner up would be Takeshita. I think that his G1 says it all. Everything about what he was putting in. And can he escape the Don Callis family? Can either of them escape them? I'm over it. Get the hot dog out. He's cracked. Overcooked. Now, speaking of overcooked, we all know we love to hate him. My favorite wrestler of WWE is Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty
He brings the
Dom.
heat. He is well hated, and I really just enjoy what he is. He's Eddie's kid. Who we kidding?
All right. And Jeff, who do you have for your wrestler of the year?
See, now this is where I thought that this got tough because the wrestler of the year versus the breakout part because I have kind of what Emily has. I just have it in a different category. So, you know what I mean? So it was kind of different there. Um, phew. Well, I'll do my easier ones first, I guess. So my WWE ones are actually both ladies' answers. I had John Cena, and my honorable mention was Dirty Dom. Because like him or hate him, man, he definitely is definitely brought it, and he's definitely put in some good work in the last actually year and a half ish, to almost 2 years now. It's been pretty solid. So as much shit as anybody wanted to talk, he's really brought it. So now that'll bring me to my other company where I thought it was a lot harder
It was.
because Rachel with her will part. I mean, yeah, we're speaking his name in matches of the year for tag matches, for men's matches, for pay-per-views of the year and stuff. So I mean, got to take him in some kind of consideration. Then the same thing, Swerve, same thing. I mean, the only thing with those guys is they were out for a little bit of this year with injuries. So that was, I guess, what made me eliminate them.
Same.
So I had to go with Hangman.
I like it.
Okay.
It was, I guess,
He
mainly
did good.
the storylines and everything else that he was involved in. And then I'm going to throw out my honorable mention just because of the work he's put in this year for everything involved and everything is Jon Moxley.
Love it.
Because I don't think a lot of people are going to give him his appreciation because he lost matches and, he had this and that and whatever. But dude's worked a ton this year. He's been in tons of big matches. He's had plenty of people over, so nobody can say he didn't do his part this year to develop new talent and try to make the roster better. You know what I mean? All those types of things he did. Yeah, he held the title hostage, but it was storyline, and we got our payoff and I got our stuff. We talked about it earlier. It's already a moment and whatnot, different things. So yeah, so I'm gonna go Hangman.
I like it. I feel like if anyone's read the page, they kind of know which two people for the longest time my 1A, 1B was Takeshita and Bandido. I thought all year Takeshita and Bandido have it's like the MVP race, Jake May and Matt Stafford. It's anyone's race to lose. But I think Takeshita winning the G1, Takeshita having banger after banger puts him over the top. I think he comes away with Wrestler of the Year for me. My first all mention is to Bandido because holy shit, I don't think I saw a bad match. So I'm going to say Wrestler of the Year for Ring of Honor is Bandido. Plus with, where he won Tag Team of the Year for me, I feel like I'm not going to give him that honor too, but that's the honorable mention. And for WWE, it's hard for me because I'm a match quality person too. I think I got to go with Big Match John. I think he went out there and towards the end of his career, John Cena's, after SummerSlam, he kind of reset and realized, well, pretty much from SummerSlam, he had to go out there and he had to actually put on good matches. He had a bad match at Mania and he realized it. He went out there and he had great matches. He became a face. He became the John Cena we loved. He had the energy. He brought the energy, the stories. I was going to choose Hangman originally, but I think I loved Hangman's story, but it's hard. Like you guys said, there's been so many ups and downs, and this was the hardest one to choose. But overall, going with Takeshita because I think last year I had him as Breakout Star. This year I have him as Wrestler of the Year, and I feel like it's only up for that man. And looking at the Wrestlers of the Year for our fan vote, coming in at third place with 16% is Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher, tied for third place. Second place, Bandido with 25%. And first place with 27% was Konosuke Takeshita. So that's how close Wrestler of the Year voting was for the men's.
Well,
And the
I
reason,
guess,
sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but I'll have to retract, I guess, and then put Takeshita as my next from Hangman. Because since you said that, I guess I can't count him as male breakout. Because he kind of got that last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, that helps me then.
All right. And now for the Women's Wrestler of the Year, Timeless Toni Storm, the CEO Mercedes Moné, Willow, Chelsea Green, Chris Statlander, Athena, Roxy Perez, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Sari, Stephanie Vicor, Saya Kamatini, I can never say her name, I apologize, Becky Lynch, Jamie Hayter, or the Megasis, Megan Bain. So, Rachel, who is your Women's Wrestler of the Year?
I have Timeless Toni Storm, of course. She plays that part so very well, and now she's with Orange Cassidy, and they're having a little citrus moment or whatever. So I
Citrus
love
Men.
it. Yes, I love it. But then I have to give a shout out to the CEO.
Ultimo.
Yeah, she's won a lot of matches, even though it's annoying, but she is good. So, I mean, I have to give her props. She is good. So one of these days she'll lose them all. So, but anyway, she did very well holding them. So, but that's who I have. Tony and the CEO.
I like it a lot. All right. Who is your Women's Wrestler of the Year?
Oh,
Whoa. I am shook.
Mercedes Moné. 50 matches in 2025. Only 38 wins, but out of 50, 38 is fantastic. She held 13 titles this year, and I am astounded by how much she's really developed and done since leaving the bigger company and traveling the world. This isn't just an AEW wrestler. She has wrestled in multiple companies this year
And countries.
and countries. And she pulled like double duty. I'm pretty sure she wrestled in the United States, Mexico, and Canada all in one weekend.
Yeah, and then she wrestled in Japan and America like in the same
Yeah.
weekend too.
yeah.
So she's really putting the work in, and she's getting hated on, but we all know why, and I don't need to say it.
Yep.
All right. So who do you have for WWE for?
Chelsea.
I love it.
The
I
fact
knew that one.
Chelsea is finally getting her flowers. She is really owning the United States Championship. Like, everything that Chelsea's doing going into this, I mean, she was happy to get the fastest Royal Rumble out. She's the happiest to break records. She did a trash can match. Like, no. The first, like, dumpster match for women in
Oh, she'll do
WWE.
whatever. She don't care.
Right.
She's willing to put the work in, and
Oh, yeah.
I hope to
She'll
see
try
her
to make it
cross
work.
into movies. That's my goal for her.
That'd be awesome. All right, Jeff. Who do you have for Women's Wrestler of the Year?
So I got a question. So would Chelsea count as a breakout or as a wrestler of the year or both?
She's been in wrestling for a
I think
while.
she could be in both because
You know what I
she
mean?
had a
Because a
breakout year last
breakout's
year.
when you break out. It doesn't mean it's
Yeah,
your first year. You could be 7 years in, but like you now broke out and are holding championships and having all the television time and
I'd say she had another run breakout. Like last year, she had her U.S. championship. Now this year, she has like her
right.
double title run with Ethan. So I think you could have another breakout if you want to do that too.
Okay. Well, like I said, I got a couple different ones, so I just wanted to make sure. Because okay, so I think Mercedes Monet is definitely the overall female of the year because, like Emily was kind of saying, she really put herself out there and went everywhere and did everything. Oh, you think I'm just, piggybacking off of this? Here you go. And she's put in a ton of work. I mean, people can shit on her and do whatever, like everybody says, but she can work in the ring and she makes almost all her matches are good. She takes bumps, she does spots. I mean, so I'm going to go with Mercedes Monet overall. Then I'm going to do my Toni Storm as my AEW honorable mention. And then I don't know if I can do Io Sky as my WWE. Would Stephanie Vacour then count as my NXT then?
I think you could count for yeah. I think you could do that. Because she kind of had half the year in NXT and the rest was on
You know
main
what I mean?
roster.
Because she was and really successful there. So and then I mean she's successful in I guess too. She won the championship as well. So I would say yeah, those would be my ones for the other company then.
I like it. I think for me, I'm also going with the CEO. I
Hmm.
think you both said great reasons. Just traveling the world, literally putting all these indie promotions over, helping these indie promotions get spotlights, all those things, and just if you listen to when we said all the women's matches, every other match was versus Mercedes, versus Mercedes.
Hmm.
Yep.
I haven't seen a bad match of her this
Tony.
year. I think that everyone she works with, she elevates. Even in Blood and Guts, she made sure she wasn't the one getting in the spotlight. She let the other women. So that was for me when I kind of knew. And then it really put her over the top. She put Willow over, capping that long term story off the last Dynamite of the year to give everyone a good moment. For someone who has creative control, she sure sucks at picking the right time to use it. So absolutely love that she silencing the haters. She's getting those belts, and she won my Wrestle of the Year. I think for WWE, I got to go with Io Sky. I think she's just three of my favorite women's matches had Io Sky and Io Sky versus
Hmm.
Bianca and Rhea and versus Io. Her when she was doing the tag team stuff, her going against the Kabuki Warriors. I just think, and then her moonsault is just so pretty the way she does it, and I think she's just someone that not a lot of people give flowers to. So she's my WWE pick. But my honorable mention, I also I think I got to go with Toni Storm as well. I think
Hmm.
another one that's just so selfless. I mean, she doesn't need the title to have great matches, and she's kind of proven
Yeah.
that. And I would have given it to her, but I think she won it last year, and I think it's
Yep.
time for someone else. So that's who I have, and you'll be shocked because wait till you hear who the fans have.
Uh-oh.
At 3% coming in for third place, Willow.
Whoa.
Second place with 38% is Mercedes Monet, and Toni Storm with 51% taking the top spot,
Yeah.
which was surprising to me, but I'm guessing it's that hatred of Mercedes. She's doing a good job as a heel because people definitely don't like Mercedes.
Yeah.
But I think when she has this redemption arc this year, I think more people will change their tune on the CEO.
Oh yeah. Well, and you got to think too with Tony. She has that Hollywood ending match. Kind of the same thing. If it's not Mercedes in the match listed for one of the top matches, it's Tony.
It's Tony.
Yeah. So I mean,
And now for the male breakout star, so our second to last category, our male breakout star of the year. The Outrunners, Kyle Fletcher, Speedball Mike Bailey, Javion Evans, Leon Slater, Kevin Knight, Carmelo Hayes, or Oba Femi.
I have Kyle Fletcher. I think that he did amazing coming out. I think that he soared. I think that he's just going to go higher. Um, so I thought he was my male breakout. And then my second one would be honorable mention Speedball Mike Bailey. He did a really good job. I like to watch him wrestle too. But yeah, those are my two.
I love it. All right, Emily, who is your male breakout star of the year?
Kevin Knight, I think. Can
Mhm.
I just go with jet speed? Because let's be
So
honest.
they
There you
both
go.
jet speed. All right, you can do that.
I think that
Yeah, why not?
together and separately, they've really shown why they got signed. It's been
Mhm.
incredible to watch their growth in AEW. Again, Bailey was just somebody we were counting down the days to get. Um, really happy that he showed up finally, was able to. Um, so yeah, my breakout, and then my bonus is Leon Slater. I think that
Okay.
he's someone to keep an eye
Oh.
on this coming year.
Yep.
Not that he didn't have a great year, but maybe this coming year he'll really shine.
Break
Got that
out,
match
so
at
to speak.
DPW. Whew, I love it.
Small but mighty.
Good.
All
Yeah.
right, Jeff. So who do you have for your male breakout star of the year?
So I got my Takeshita out of the way for my honorable mention man. Because, like I said, I went a little different because with the Fletchers and the Bandidos. So mine are Kyle Fletcher and Bandito.
I like
So
it.
those are my two.
All right. What about for WB? Who you have for WB for breakout star?
That one was a little bit tougher just because of the breakout part, so to speak, I guess. Because, it was like, man, I tried to think about it and I'm like, well, most of the moments and whatnot I was hearing from, a lot of it this year seemed to be a lot more veteran guys
I was gonna
in a
just
lot of
Yeah.
say Jey
ways.
Uso.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
As weird as that sounds, Jey Uso.
Yeah, I guess.
Him or Gunther, I guess, or Walter,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Whatever we're calling him. I don't know. So that, you know what I mean? But I don't think he's really breakout. He's already kind of been around and been established. So sure, I'll do J.O. Sulo. We'll eat that.
Right?
I
We'll
think
eat that.
I think mine is a protostar as well, Kyle Fletcher. I think seeing last year him come up so close and not win the C2, then this year win the TNT title, have a crazy year, and then was my MVP of the Continental Classic. Had insane matches with everyone. Him and Briscoe, their series was probably one of the best series of the year. It just and him putting Briscoe over and how much they work together in their
Hmm.
chemistry and his character work is phenomenal. So I see him champion by the end of this year, beginning of 2027. I see Kyle Fletcher with the world title. I think he's that damn good. And that's why he's my breakout star. I think my for AEW, my kind of I'll mention it's Kevin Knight as well. I think because it was one of those signings you didn't expect. Like Emily said, you didn't really see him. He kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, I saw him in TNA, as the Jet Runners, and just him coming into AEW, it's like a fit. And then the way he moves in the ring, he seems to fit right in with the roster. And I think for me, for WB, I'm gonna go with Mello. I think Mello finally getting that US title, finally kind of getting that breakout on SmackDown. I think he's starting to break out. So I think he's also one to look out for this year to maybe if they really put the rocket on him and let him do well, I think he's good.
I guess honorable mention Ethan Page.
Yeah.
Someone who didn't
Yeah,
really have
yeah.
a whole lot going for him previous years to coming out and really captivating the audience.
Mhm.
He's
I
got a
like it.
fan base coming.
He had a great year for NXT.
He did.
He had a great year. I agree. I like
And
it. I
then
like that one.
the fan vote, 4% for Kevin Knight in third place. In second place was 16% Speedball Mike Bailey. And in first place was 73% the protostar Kyle Fletcher.
Okay. Yay.
And then for our final category, for our final award, save the best for last, the female breakout star of the year. If I can actually show the categories here, there we go. Harley Cameron, Tekla, Lyra Valkyria, Maxine Dupree, Sky Blue, Naomi, Chelsea Green, Sol Ruka, Marina Shafir, Megan Bain, or Danny Luna.
Okay. So I have Harley Cameron because I think that she really came out this year. Like she really busted through everything. She finally got a belt. I think she's doing great. And then of course I have Sky Blue because of the Blood and Guts match. Like that was phenomenal. She did a really, really good job. I see a lot of Tekla coming up this next year though. So we'll see.
I like it. All right, Emily, who do you got for your?
Wait, Rachel, other companies.
Let me think on that. Circle back.
Okay.
You liked Soul. You've seen some Soul Ruka stuff. You kind of liked her.
Yeah, I did.
There might be
Yeah.
somebody.
Soul Worker. Yeah, we'll go with that one.
I love how on we are. I have Harley Cameron because it's Harley Cameron. Is there Grand Slam Australia without Harley Cameron and her puppet? Loved her every little bit this year. Um, Bias meeting her, dressing up as her, being the only person on the cruise. Shame on everyone else. Um, then I have Maxine Dupree. Came out of nowhere. She really put the work in this year, just like Harley. They are training very hard to be better than what people expect them to be.
Mm-hmm.
In my honorable mention, Sol Ruka. This girl is crazy talented. I can't believe she posts on TikTok. She makes her own gear on top of just her athleticism.
I like it. All right, Jeff. Final category, final award. Who do you got taken female breakout star of the year?
All right. So I have Harley Cameron. I also thought Sky Blue and Megan Bain. I thought all those were good. And then I went Sol Ruka from the other company. I thought she really had a great year. And I mean, her name was hard not to see around this year for NXT and then actually, on the main roster now. So it's hard not to hear about her. I'll mention Chelsea, I guess, in this category because I know she's done stuff and whatever else, but she's really had to kind of do it herself this year a lot.
Yeah.
She's not necessarily getting the best stuff to work with, but she's making it work and getting it over. So I had to give her that shout out. And then Lyra Valkyria, it was another one I wanted to throw out there from NXT WWE. I thought she had some really good matches and some really good steam going there for a while. So those were mine.
I like it. I think I'm going to start with WWE honorable mention Lash Legend. I want to give her
Yeah,
a shout out
okay.
for kind of coming up to the main roster and just,
I was
and
just
making
kicking
impact.
myself.
But my breakout for WWE is Sol Ruka as well. Seeing that match with Bailey on the Last Time Is Now event, the chemistry those two had, and just, I'm not the biggest fan of her finisher. It's fine. I know it's very cool looking. I just personally am not a fan of it. But
Right.
the fact that she makes her own gear, her personality, she's so athletic, she's entertaining. She's going to be huge next year. And like you said, she's on the main roster now, and I think that's going to help her out. I think my runner-up is Sky Blue. I was really, really wanting to give it to Sky Blue, but I think next year is going to be huge for her. I think when the sisters are saying, well, this year, I mean, when the sisters are saying win the tag titles and she goes on her path, that's going to get it for her. But this year, Harley Cameron, I mean, just every time she was on screen, she's money. Every time she's on screen, you were laughing, you were crying, you were giggling. She just, what talent doesn't she have? We talk about the time, what talent doesn't this woman have? I mean, she can sing, she can do ventriloquism, she can do comedy, she can wrestle. On the Jericho cruise, singing with Jericho, like on the cruise, like
And she's
Right.
comedic.
her timing and just her shoving Mercedes' face in the cake, her having Minnie Monet, everything was about it. She broke
Right.
out. Her finally getting a tag team title, showing that she's put that work in. That's why she won for me. And I think, I'm sure you'll see no surprise that that's why she won the fan vote at 74%. Harley Cameron takes
Ooh.
top spot.
Nice.
Nice.
Second place was Tekla with 10%. And
Huh.
third place was Sky Blue with 6%. So the Triangle of Madness taken 2 of the 3 spots.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So those were our predictions and our awards. I think we did a good job. I think we're all pretty much on the same wavelength. I think there were some surprises on that fan voting. I was definitely surprised with how the numbers went out, but I think we did a good job overall, kind of nailing down our picks.
I think you missed a very important category.
What's that?
Maybe we can all combine together right now. Favorite weapon of the year.
I don't know. I don't think about that stuff.
I'm
Favorite
constantly questioning why the fuck John Moxley took Spike to the back. That lives in my head rent free, disgusting, being pulled out from his back. Spike.
Well, you want to say? Well, I'll say the brass knuckles under the puppet.
See? Little thing.
Yeah.
Well, and you can throw out the needle or whatever, wasn't that this year?
Ooh, no, that was last year.
Okay. I couldn't remember. There was something else though. year that rang out for me too. Do you remember any kind of weapon or anything?
I mean, the tailgate brawl, they brought all kinds of
That's
like
you.
tailgate stuff.
Right. Is there anything that stuck out to
Mm-mm.
you weapon wise?
Fire.
Nope.
That
Quite a
was
few tacks too this year, which I
Tax.
Yes.
This was the year of a
again I
million
appreciate.
tax.
That's what I mean. So
yes.
I'll throw out tax as mine, just because, like I said, I thought they were very appreciated this year.
No, I love it. All right. Well, those were our awards. I think that if you have any differences of opinion, you should have voted. But we'll definitely come up with some different categories next year. 2025 was a great year for wrestling. I'm excited for 2026. So make sure you stay tuned with us. Like, follow, subscribe, help us get to 450 on YouTube. And thank you again, Jeff and Rachel, for joining us. Hope everyone has a great night. And remember, always keep the kayfabe.
Kayfabe.